Good morning. I wanted to share this with you. This tree behind me, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's relative to what's on my heart. This tree, let's have a different look. There you go. We're in fall and life is beautiful. Life is colorful, as you can see. And they have a saying that life is life in. I think this is a good example of how life is life in. I think this is a good example. Most of my life, I realized that I was surviving. I was surviving life, not living it. And I recognized something when I began to wake up. Began to wake up to not living through fear, but living by trust. Trust in life, in all of its expression and beauty. I will tell you, this tree, it might be older than me, it might not, I don't know. But trees, if they could talk, they would be great storytellers because they've been through different seasons, as you can see. But the tree it's just there. It's just there. It's not trying to survive life, if that makes sense. It's not trying to be anything but itself. And it's living because there's life in a tree. That much I know. I recognize that for a greater part of my life, I was surviving, living through fear and ego. And I want to go deeper in this, but I'm going to take it in. It's quite wet out here, but that's what I want to talk to you about. Recognizing that we don't have to survive life. We can live life. But in order to do that, we have to trust life. I'll see you inside. I'm going to take this conversation indoors. So here I am. Time is something else, right? I was outside, now I'm in here. Time, they say we have real time, created time such as this. But honestly, time exists within us. Truthfully, honestly, time exists within us. But what I was saying is that most of my life, I've lived in this survival mode. They told us that we had to work hard so we can play hard. They even showed us what hard work looks like so we don't have to survive life. We would have what we need to live life. And there's nothing wrong with putting effort into something, but I feel that if it doesn't align, we eventually get exhausted by it. So that effort, that identifying with what was around me, told me, and when I say what was around me in this world, told me that I needed to survive life and not live it. Survival in society, the environment. All of those are factors that contributes to us surviving life. And that comes from or through the identifying with what is going on the outside of us, if that makes sense. And if we absorb everything that is going on around us, you will feel the need to survive and protect. Because that is what the world offers us. In life, Yes, we experience things that are overwhelming, unpredictable, and chaotic. Survival mode, or when survival becomes our identity, is when you live from a state of fear and ego. Can't leave out the ego because the ego moves through fear. It's how it controls. Each and every moment, we find ourselves surviving because we're living from this state of fear and not from presence. That's why I refer to the trees. The trees just being. There are seasons. I'm sure the trees could tell us stories. The trees has been through weather, weathered storms, and yet it is. It's just being. And so that's what I mean by living from a state of presence, being present in life. To live life is to be present. But when we're surviving, some of those signs can be you don't show weakness. You always need to seem strong, even when we're breaking on the inside, because we are surviving. We have to keep on keeping on. And yes, we have to keep going, but it's how you keep going. If you're going in fear, then you will feel the need to survive. Life shows us. Look around you. Life, as they say, is life in, but I would bring it to a deeper level. When you look around, life is living. Another sign that you're surviving is you always need to be in control of the situation. You do things, you live through that. Fear is control. And so you always need to be in control. There is a fear that if you don't control whatever the situation is, you won't survive it. When we live from fear, we will always feel the need to protect. We're always living in protection mode. It's a lesson in awakening as we begin to detach. I realized that I was surviving life for most of my life. I was awakening, but as I began to detach slowly, I realized that I wasn't really living, I was surviving. The more your consciousness rises, when you begin to see from a higher consciousness, that higher level of consciousness, I should say, you begin to recognize who you truly are. And life is also pointing you, showing you, giving us example of what this is, to not survive, but to live. You start to recognize your true sense of being. You realize that I am not the survivor. I am the presence. And when I am that, I am more able to accept life as it is. Just like the trees. Survival is a role. It's not our true state of being. It's not our true self. It's not the true version of us. The true self is effortless. The effortless being. Surviving takes a lot of effort. Some people carry a feeling of just being tired because they're tired of surviving life. And life is not, I don't believe that we were brought here to be punished. Life is not punishment. So if you're carrying that feeling of just being tired of living, you are the one I come to meet. Maybe these words will shift something within you. When we are still surviving, we feel the need to always protect ourselves. Instinctively, we protect ourselves from harm and danger. But surviving is the personality that through fear thinks that everything they are experiencing, they have to survive. Everyone wants peace. Your soul wants peace. But we have been surviving life rather than living it. And in survival, there's no peace. You're always on alert, always trying to protect yourself. There's no peace. It's as if I'm giving, I'm sorry, but I have to phrase it this way. It's as if I'm giving birth to the message itself. What happens when you stop surviving is you go from living through fear to living by trust. You recognize that no matter what is happening, it's happening for a reason. And on a deeper level, it's happening for us. Something we need to seize. Life is showing us something, but that only happens when we trust life. That is the wisdom when we trust life, when we allow life to be as it is. From this place, you are no longer surviving it, but flowing with life. From this place. I think that's it. I want to say thank you to the folks that have been watching, even if you're not subscribed or commenting, but you have returned because you're discovering something about yourself in these reflections. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I will continue to thank you to the ones that have been encouraging me to keep sharing. I will continue to do that because it aligns. I'm supposed to be here. Thank you. I will see you soon. Thank you.